I would say you would describe Conall, who probably was the life and soul of the party. He was so full of life and just lovely to have around. He was so clever as well. He loved sport. He played Gaelic football. He was just a brilliant player. So many good friends. Conall's loss has devastated so many of his friends and his family. He just loved living, but things changed. In the spring of 2013, Conall started taking Propecia. I don't think there was any mention of anything to any of us, never mind an 18-year-old lad. To any of us, we would imagine that something you're prescribed has to be safe. And if there are side effects and you go back with those side effects, then your GP is going to tell you. But this is not what happened to Conall. I noticed a big change in Conall that summer. He was not himself. He was playing his Gaelic football, but he would come off halfway through a match. It was an anxiety attack. He had been played for years and years. You don't expect him to come off the pitch halfway through with an almost panic attack. He was a confident player. He was a confident young man. That was 2013. He started taking it and he stopped it and started it and stopped it again and then never took it again after that. It was then that his symptoms started to get really quite bad. We knew nothing at the time about any of this. So he went back to his GP. Now we have brain fog, sleep paralysis. Not only could he not move, he couldn't catch his breath. He had tinnitus, blurry vision, cognitive impairment. He had sexual dysfunction. The list was actually endless. It was just so upsetting to think the physical side effects that he was having, and then the mental side effects and the brain fog. He couldn't read a book, he couldn't watch a TV programme, he just couldn't do anything. Conall had dropped out of university in May. He never got past his first year. He couldn't concentrate, he couldn't focus at all. He had no interest in girls anymore, and Conall loved girls, and the girls loved Conall. You know, he was very much a ladies' man when he was young, but that had all gone and he couldn't see a future. And I remember him saying to me, "Mummy, I could have been so much, I could have done so much." All these side effects he was having, he still at this point, he still didn't know what has made me like this, what has happened to me. And then he came across Post-Finasteride Syndrome and he started to put it all together. He then told the doctor all about Post-Finasteride Syndrome. Really, they weren't having it. As far as they were concerned, this wasn't an issue. Never once did they go back over his records and have a look and join the dots. And I had his records for a short time, and straight away I could see where it started and what happened. I mean, it was 11 different medications by the time he died. So I can't remember them all off the top of my head. I just look and think, this is just so wrong. And did somebody not look at what was happening and think something's not right here? Then it was in December that he made an attempt on his life at home, just before Christmas. So now they're saying he's got mental health difficulties. So really, yeah, he probably did at this point because of everything that he'd gone through. And nobody was listening. I think that was the biggest problem. Nobody would listen to him. They didn't believe him. And so they diagnosed him with delusional disorder. And that's when they prescribed him the antipsychotics. I mean, I don't know, do they have any accountability for, what they do? I don't know. I just think they just kept throwing stuff at him to see would this help. I just think it was just pass the book. And that's what they did, they passed the book. And he still didn't see that he was any better from the medications they put him on. And Conall went to his granny, but he collapsed when he was on the phone to me. Conall was put on a ventilator and he died a couple of hours after. I think that he knew what to do. I was just in the moment. Conall had died, and I didn't take in that this would be for the rest of our life. You're thinking you can get them back. I'm thinking I can get him back somehow. And you spend the next years just waiting for him to come home. he tried to keep going for the girls, and they all play where he trained. I see his friends there when I go down. In those early days, I sat in the car and just sobbed and sobbed, just watching them out training. I was thinking, my boy should be out there. The support from the community after Conall died was amazing because he was such a character and integral to the community and to our family. She says, I will always be grateful that I knew Conall and had the pleasure of sharing so many happy and fun times with him throughout our school and uni years. I will always smile because Conall lived, and I will forever cherish every memory I have of him. That was from Cara. So he's been medicated and he is suffering side effects, and then the care that he gets then is not good. They need training in this, and that families need to be included as well, so that families are made aware of what the side effects are and for them to be acknowledged, and then for appropriate care. And in the meantime, we are left devastated. You have big high hopes for your children and for their future. I cannot believe that I go to a grave to visit him. And in my mind's eye, I can picture him running up and down that pitch